Chắc phải sửa lại. Okay. Hello everyone, we are Group 2 and today we will focus on analyzing the Exchange 100 Jumper e-commerce case study. Our video is divided into three main parts. First one is case study key content, second is analyzing the case, and third is answering case study questions. The first one, I won't go into the key content. So let's start with some basic information about the Exchange 100 Jumper. Exchange100jumper.com is one example of how a small business focusing on a tiny niche market was able to build a successful online brand. Daphne Amber Aslan, founder and owner of Exchange100jumper.com, said, "It's hard to get rich or make money on the internet." So how did Aslan break through with this e-commerce business? First one, Ashlyn spent several years working as a professional trainer, and due to this, she saw firsthand the challenges facing professional horsemen, and she gained valuable credibility with those who would become her audience. She also took a part-time job as an assistant to a top California real estate agent. And then she realized that the similarity between horses and houses, that they both tend to be overpriced and have emotional strings. And due to this experience, the exchange was born as a customized copy of the real estate program she assisted before. She created an organized professional process for preparing wholesale sale advertisement. She created a fee structure that was reasonable and affordable, and she developed a multi-channel marketing program. Ashlyn understood that her business plan needed to be a living document, evolving over time based on what the market was telling her, and this helped her make inroads in a traditional industry that is very resistant to change. So how did Ashlyn build trust? In order to remain true to her business goal of providing a reliable service to professionals in the horse industry, Ashlyn personally reviewed all potential advertisers. And in some cases, she went back to the seller and insisted on higher quality program and video. And if the horses was not as represented, she turned down their business. And it was a hard and expensive premise to adhere to when building a reputation from scratch. But through persistence and dedication, it has worked. There was some obstacle Ashlyn faced in getting the exchange up and running. She started with education. While she knew what professional horsemen needed, she did not know how to translate that into graphic design onto the web. The budget was also an initial obstacle, but that gave her an advantage. She had to learn what her market wanted and was able to do so without breaking the bank. She faced the negative perception among industry professionals and prospective buyers that inquired internet advertising was worthless. And further, much of her target audience barely knew how to use a computer, didn't have email addresses, and has been doing business in the same old school manner for decades. It lacked a wall for those outside the inner circle to move horses. The exchange has successfully begun to fill that void through the combination of knowledge of the marketplace, on-the-job training, perseverance, and listening to what the market was telling. So the next one, Thảo Chi will tell you how does it work.
Okay, so the exchange handles advertising for sellers and trainers across the country. It specializes strictly in hunter-jumper show horses, and specifically those suited for high-level competition. In 2012, the exchange added a second listing alternative, a sale bond listing for $300 a month or $3,000 a year that allows for listing of up to 10 horses. And aimed at high-volume operations with frequent turnover, the sale bond page can link to the seller's website, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter feeds. Astley designed the sale barn as an affordable option for a professional who might otherwise be reluctant to spend on marketing. The sale barn page provides sellers with a mini website and social media advertising, including 3 sidebar Facebook ads each week. These have the advantage of promoting not only the sellers, but also have proved to be a useful promotional tool for the sale barn package itself. Updates can be immediately escalate a horse popularity as much as 30% and attract new potential buyer. And how did Aslin market her service? Aslin spends time investigating form building tools. Custom built form solutions were likely to be too expensive, so she played with numerous online form generators and ultimately was able to find some that offered great functionality at a relative low cost. She develops a specific marketing strategy for each horse listed. And if the exchange thinks that the photos or videos don't have to sell the horse, they advise the seller on how to improve them. The social marketing form the core of the exchange marketing efforts because every business is different. The exchange experience suggests it's important for e-commerce sites to experiment with social media to determine which outlets are most effective in reaching their specific target audiences. Aslin has also found that posting in various Facebook groups focused on sales of the types of horses marketed on the exchange. And to check the effectiveness of her social marketing efforts, Aslin uses various tracking systems. Focusing solely on lies is not sufficient. She also uses a short URL service, basically to create unique URLs associated with Facebook and other social media posts that have built-in click trackers. Another challenge is developing the actual social media content, which needs to be presented in such a way as to attract attention and determining the optimal amount and timing of new content to post each day. The firm has also loyal followers on Instagram and Twitter who can be future buyers. And the firm's website is also a key element of its e-commerce presence. Aslin continually reviews the designs of the website with an eye to making the most effective marketing tool possible. Every iteration of the website has been focused on meeting the target market's needs. In addition to the website, the exchange uses a variety of other marketing strategies, including email campaigns, magazine advertising, and word of mouth. And the next is words of wisdom. Entrepreneurs don't necessarily have to know how to build sites, but do need to be familiar with what is and what is not possible inside construction. And it's also important to know what technologies is popular now and what technology is just around the corner. Even if you think you are proficient in all the techs, you will need to launch your business. With the rapid rise of technology, you inevitably spend much of your time learning something totally new, whether you want to or not. Yes, and next part, who will present.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the SWOT analysis. As we know that Exchange Jumper Hunter has revised, revamped, and relaunched almost every year in response to industry feedback. In 2012, they introduced the 5th site revision, which include a new search filter, link ads, and multiple horses, sellers, and an interactive page promoting a barn's entire sales stock. So now we will analyze this company under the SWOT model, as well as its way of doing business. Firstly, its strength. Exchange Jumper Hunter provides reliable services in the horse industry with detailed information, high quality photos and video that can be described the horse accurately. It is why the Exchange Jumper Hunter became a well-known brand. At first, it's hard to build a reputation from scratch. However, through their persistence and dedication, Exchange reputation is one of its most valuable assets. Another strong point of the company is the continuous web development for easier and quicker adaptation in accordance with the development of technology over time. Exchange Jumper Hunter also gets profit from its advertising revenue. In 2016, sale horses advertised at price from 60,000 to 80,000 USD. Moreover, Exchange Jumper Hunter has experienced varying success with social media and quicker and to some social networks such as YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So doing business is no longer a challenge for them. Their weaknesses. Exchange Jumper Hunter seems to focus only on their defined customer rather than striving to expand their market and search for a wider circle of potential customer. This may limit their chance of development. Also, the company lacks interactive communication with their followers. Especially in this world of internet, it is important to have as many interactions as possible to boost their chance of meeting new customer. Okay, now let's turn to the opportunity. Nowadays, sale barns has become popular along with the wholesale industry. Exchange has second advantage of this to increase their stock equity. In 2016, the sale barns program has proven to be a major success. What's more, with the development of social network and technology on mobile has gone on the rise. We are planning a standalone mobile site beside the traditional laptop or desktop computer. However, there are so many threats exposed to the business which should be considered. First of all, many of the target customers don't use internet and tend to do business in a traditional way with those who know them personally. And while doing a business on the internet, it is hard to know who is potential customer are among followers. These figures are always something virtual. Another threat that the company may account that is horse diseases. It is not simple to deal with that kind of problem. Additionally, technology development brings about many opportunities and challenges. However, in this case, a company should be easily eliminated if it's not make continuous innovation. That's all about SWOT analysis of the Exchange Jumper Hunter. Now we will answer 3 case study questions in the following part.
So with the first questions, we decided to compare the exchangehunterjumper.com with a site that also advertises horses for sales is called ehorses.com. About their similarity, both eHorses and Exchange Hunter Jumper offer an integrated view of the seller, social media platforms, as well as their email address and contact informations. About their differences, at a first glance, eHorses looks much more professional and user-friendly than the exchangehunterjumper.com does. However, when you start to browse for horses on ehorses.com, it is much more a complex search system, which can be good only if the buyer knows exactly what he wants. But at the Exchange Hunter Jumper, the choice is easier when browsing for horses, as they already have some listed on the sidebar, and they have also have typical horse specifications and potential buyers that can click on to get what they want. Another great advantage of Exchange Hunter Jumper is that they offer video clips on their horses edited by them, not the seller. Lastly, the Exchange Hunter Jumper offers an additional array of services that include setting barns, showing calendar for horses, and horses that have been sold in the past. This is where they have their value propositions compared to their competitors. So the second question is, in what way will social media,
effective in promoting the exchange brand. So the exchange started with Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram in an early stage of social media, and they had a little advantage when social media really took off, with 60,000 views on YouTube, 2,000 followers on Twitter, Instagram, and 16,000 friends likes on Facebook. The exchange use Facebook. They promote content and post every month, and it has become increasingly important to maintain and gain more social media attractions and interactions. They also use Google Analytics to track exactly how many people are on their website in real life and how they got there. Finally, they use a short URL service and Bitly to create a unique URL service associated with Facebook. The third question is how the exchange attempt to personalize its service to both buyers and sellers. The exchange used a personal email response to buyer inquiries where an actual person responds. The buyer can fill out pre-generated form and receive a pro forma budget based on the expenses that comes with the purchase. They also make recommendations to potential buyers based on what horses they have looked at historically. And they also develop a personal selling strategies for each horses. It is becoming less of a C2C business and more of a C2C plus consulting e-commerce entity. And finally, they work with individuals, sellers, and trainers in the sales and operations planning side to create effective ads. That's all about our presentations. If you have any questions, please comment below. We will try to answer. Thank you for watching.